got a tad bit emotional there. I was going to shed a tear because creating is such a beautiful thing. And when you meet a pure breed, it feels so good. And that's exactly who Jay is. Now, moving away from the world of content creation to the world of music. My guest joining me on the show right now, an amazing recording artist, Minz. Minz! You see, I always know an artist when I see one. I'm like, you are an artist.
Wow.
Are you an artist?
I'm an artist.
You're an artist, exactly. It's great to have you on the show. But what?
And I wanted to ask you what makes you like see like, okay, I'm an artist.
You have a vibe.
Oh, wow.
You have a vibe of an artist. You see that the way you tilt your head to the side.
Damn.
The way you lick your lips. The way you judge like this on my chin.
Steez. Maintenance.
That's the word?
Yeah.
Steez. Okay, so it's a steez kind of vibe.
Yeah, steez.
Well, it's great to have you on the show.
My
How are
pleasure.
you feeling today, Minz?
I'm feeling good.
Now, really, Minz, I really want us to begin with your musical journey because I feel like with a lot of artists coming up, that's one thing we tend to move on from so quickly. Like we get so into the fame and into the excitement of music, we forget that, oh, listen, I have a journey. I'm not just some artist that just dropped into the Arise 360 studio.
Facts.
So talk to me about that.
Man, it's just been a very blessed journey. Like over time, I've just been evolving. You know, my motto is never stop elevating.
Never stop elevating.
Yeah, NSC, and I've been blessed to never stop elevating since I put out my first single in 2016, Talk, and you know, just been.
Would you put that as a single artist or under a label?
Just by myself. Like,
wow.
Been independent for the longest, but more recently, I got into like a partnership with Empower. But yeah.
Oh, the Empower is Mr. Easy.
Yeah.
So did you get into the partnership with Empower being like a distributor?
Yeah, we're doing a distributor, and like more recently, like we're more serious with the level of involvement. But like, yes, family is NSC and Empower.
You know, I'm really interested in that sort of partnership because I find that a lot of artists are definitely towing the independent route.
Sure.
But it's not being so. It's not easy. Honestly, like, am I lying? Talk to me about that. How do you make it work? How do you push your music?
So, being independent, like, it takes a lot of sacrifice and a lot of work. You have to do a lot of things yourself, and you have to sacrifice a lot of what you might even be potentially making, you know, because the early days for me, literally, I looked into the process of distributing music myself, and I was doing it by myself, putting the music out, getting the returns, investing it back into the music. So, yeah, it taught me a lot. So now when I get into agreements or when I work with other people, like, I don't just leave the work to them. You get, like, I'm very, very hands-on.
Involved because you already know what it's like.
Yeah.
Okay, so sometimes do you feel like that independent artist phase, I wouldn't say cheated you out, but I would say, do you think it slowed you down a bit? Like, see, if I don't reach this place, but because I was doing this on my own, it took me a little longer. Yeah,
no, at all. And even as of now, I'm still independent to a large extent, you get. But having support now is just helping me amplify what I've been working on over the years. It didn't slow me down to just be on my own. It gave me a lot of experience, gave me a lot of insight, and I built a lot of relationships, you know. So it's very, very much worth it. But you just get to a stage where everything needs to be like bigger, and you need to justify like the good music that you're making.
Yo, let's talk about that good music. How do you differentiate good music from music that is not good?
So this is a topic that I don't really like.
No, but it's a straight question. Like,
no. So for me,
how do you know the difference?
For me, music is just like, it's very simple. It's about how it makes you feel. You get, like, you can't deny the feeling.
You're a political musician. You're a politician.
No,
what do you mean by that?
Because I'm an artist and I'm a creative myself, and I know the amount of work that goes into putting out, like, even first of all creating from scratch. Because what we do is like magic. It's like you build from scratch. Is the first creator was God, and He gave us like the power to actually create stuff from scratch. So it's a God-given gift that I can never ever talk down on. You get, and it's also a process that is very, very like challenging. So like when someone creates something from scratch and then puts it out into the world, it's a lot of boldness and courage from them. You get. So I feel like art is very subjective. and good music doesn't lie, to be honest. Like, even though I'm saying all of this, it doesn't lie. The feeling that people get from the music, the reaction, the way it ends up spreading and all, you get, like, it's just a testament to how, like, that music is actually having impact on someone. So good music is actually subjective. If this person feels like, oh, this is good, and they give it their time.
Yeah, you're gonna tell.
Yeah, and more people, connect.
You know,
with
I actually agree with you, because I feel like, for me, how I feel when I listen to a track really determines what it is for me.
Exactly.
I might not really feel it. Like, there's songs I listen to and I really am like, okay, but somebody else might listen to it and they completely vibe
And then there are
with it.
songs that grow on you.
Actually, believe it or not, Unavailable grew on me. No, listen, it's not a bad thing. It's like, I heard it the first time, and I was like, well, but I heard it like the second, the third, the fifth time, and I'm in love with the song now. So there's songs like that. I think it's absolute. Even CK's Lala, you know, Selena Locosa, grew on me. You know, so that totally
and you're able to
happens.
sing it now. That's crazy.
I can sing the song from beginning to end. Don't play.
Crazy.
But I feel like we're also in a space where there's so much talk about, you know, internationally and locally, Big Four, Big Three, Big Two, Big One, Kendrick, J. Cole, Drake, and then Rema brings it back up. Do you think we need these kind of comparisons as an industry within music, considering that there's so many artists already?
So how I see all of that is, first of all, music and being like famous and being successful in music has a lot to do with being in the conversation. So at different points in time, everyone wants to be in the conversation. You get, and it's important. It's part of like how you market yourself as an artist. And then for like, that's how what you say, what you put out into the world is what the world kind of accepts. Like, even at first they might argue with you, but like, see, for example, Burna called himself African Giant. He started from a Coachella thing, you know, and it literally like
became that.
Yeah, so like,
okay,
you put it out into the world. First of all, you have to believe in yourself more than anything else, more than anyone else, you get, and like what you say becomes law, reality and kind of like law, you get.
I like that. So it's like braggadocio could work, but you need to believe in yourself enough for your braggadocio to really make sense.
And it has to be convincing. If people can feel when you are capping.
You know the irony of what you're selling around? This thing, one person who taught me this thing is Black Bones. Because I remember the first time I interviewed Black Bones, like I think that was 2018 or 2019. He came on and he was just saying a lot of things, and he was like, yo, braggadocio. He was just talking and talking.
Facts.
And I look at Black Bones today, the whole Emeka Must Shine brand. And everything Black Bones was saying then is happening.
Reality,
It's his reality now. So you're absolutely correct about that. Speaking of, you have a brand new collab with Davido. Yo, that's like the hottest artist right now. Like, yo, what's happening? How did that happen?
No cap, 001. Basically, it's just it's hard work and, you know, just being at the right place at the right time, you get. So we've been in similar circles, and I just joined the BFA family, so on my management. So like, it's just we're in similar circles, and he gets to hear the good music. You get, like, he has actually been hearing of Means for a while. We met in Rwanda last year. Yeah, and then from then he heard that song. He told me, oh, this song is going to be #1 in the UK. Like, he really, really believed in the song, and he hopped on it.
What's the one thing you really admire about, you know, Davido?
For me, it's just at that level where he's at, like, still being able to show up for every single thing and for people around you, you know. He just has so much like work ethic and love. You get, we were shooting that video at like 3-4 a.m. and he was there on set. He literally even came to surprise me in the car. You get, so like, he's just a very solid person and a very hardworking person. Somebody to emulate, you know.
You know, it's beautiful to hear you say these things, because I mean, I often hear very nice things about Davido, but hearing that from you as an artist as well. So I wouldn't bother asking you like artists that you look forward to working with, because obviously Davido is off that list, even if you possibly could work with him again. But are there more? There's
more. To be honest, I'm a big fan of a lot of artists making different kinds of music, not just Afrobeats. You get, like, I'm a fan of Teiwa.
You are?
Yeah.
Me too. I love Tay.
Yeah. And outside Nigeria, I've had like role models for the longest. I started making music myself because of Bryson Tiller.
I like your vibe. I like your style. Okay, let's go. Keep going.
I like your vibe is whining.
Oh gosh, she says whining. It's not whining.
Yeah, but
no, because I mean, you're not saying the regular.
Yeah.
That's not what I would normally hear. I was not expecting to say Bryson Tiller. I was not expecting to say Teiwa. I was not expecting that.
I listen to like different kinds of music, and I appreciate art for what it is. And then now, like on a more like global scale, I'm a big fan of Travis Scott. Like the influence is there. I don't know if people, you can just go back and you feel it. Travis Scott, Drake, like so many people that I see myself making amazing music with. Don Toliver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but seeing as I think I can kind of get where your head is at with music. Before I let you go, what's your take on this hip hop problem between Drake, Kendrick? Don't worry, they will not fight us. Drake, Kendrick, J. Cole. J. Cole apologized, and then Drake and Kendrick continued. Kendrick had the last.
J. Cole didn't stand on business.
Are you one of those people?
No, it's not. I don't.
What do you mean by J. Cole didn't stand on business?
I don't care that much about him not standing on business, but like as a rapper, it just makes you look kind of weak,
So did you see what they did to Rick Ross?
Rick Ross is just doing everything but being on steez. It's just but like what I feel about the whole hip hop beef, I feel like it was at a time when they really needed it, like rap and hip hop, because Afrobeats, to be honest, we've been dominating the scene, so they needed to be seen again.
They needed to just have
have their moments. But like personally, and just like who I resonate with, me, I don't like when somebody has a lot of hatred in their hearts. So I don't know, Sha, to be honest. I just feel like there's a lot of hate from one side, like that genuine, like you get, but like it's for the game, it's like a sport, you get, and they're both really amazing artists. They're gonna come out on top of it, This is like, for hip hop and rap lovers, this is like the most amount of like music they've gotten in a while. So it's a win for everyone involved.
Okay. Well, Mins, I'm rooting for you. I mean, I'm looking forward to your work, and thank you so much for sharing your art with me. At least I got to know that you're actually a big music listener. I mean, knowing Tay, Bryson Tiller, like I would have never expected those. So that's a pretty big deal.
Thank you
so much for joining me on Arise 360.
Thanks for having me.